I'll bet you really hate me.
Oh, no, John, I don't hate you. I just hate basketball.
What are you worried about? I'm in the zone, man! So they're pissed off, I'm in the zone. There's a Razorback in my truck!
What's the matter with you guys? What's the matter with you?
I'll make it. Shot clock. Thurman beat it. Oh!
Welcome back to Arkansas Basketball Recap. That show that recaps every Arkansas basketball game. A little bit late this time, but not as late. I had a road game. It's basketball season, and I had a road game. So I had to do that, but came home, watched the game as Arkansas defeats from the jump, smacks around. I mean, just punches Vanderbilt right in the face from the tip and wins this game 93-68. A game that was never really in doubt. From about 10 minutes on, this thing felt like it was kind of over. And can we say, that the Hogs are better at home this year? Enough of the season has gone by. I think we can say, hey, Hogs are pretty good at Bud. I'd like to see them bring some of that on the road. And furthermore, Jake, can you say that this is the best the Hogs have played? Because I think it probably is.
As a full team, I think definitely. I mean, you look at the numbers, like nobody's numbers are like as gaudy as you would think when you watch the game. You're like, man, I mean, is Acuff going to have 14 assists and 26 points? It's like everybody's numbers were good, but they're all, it's just spread out. Everybody did well. You know what I mean? The thing that stood out to me, if this number is right, is Brazil's rebounds. That's good no matter what you do.
Yeah. 14. Brazil gets a double-double, 10 points, 14 boards.
Yeah, and
that's what, you know what that is? That's what Cal likes to use this line that if we need,
you told on yourself.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, bro,
what did he have last game? Two.
Yeah, you're like, what is that? You can get 14 boards. Now you've got 14 boards. I understand you can't get 14 boards every game, but now I know you can get 8.
Well, I mean, obviously, first, awesome, glad. There was definitely the cynical fan in me that's like, this team has some defensive problems. Kentucky's kind of like squeezing out some games. We're losing games and it's not just losing on the road. That happens. It's like, it's the way we're losing. And you're like, this could go sideways. So it's like, and Vanderbilt coming in desperate again, like we talked about last pod, where it's like every team we're playing is in like a semi must win for their season kind of position. And it's like, if you lose this game, it would have been really, I mean, a bummer, dude. Like, we're starting, not that your season's over or anything, but you're just like starting to put yourself in a bad spot, starting to really have questions.
Man,
so to win,
and they're the 15th ranked team in the country that was undefeated. They were 16-0 a week ago, right? So you're also like, it's not like you're playing like.
Well, no, that was the main. That's the concern, is like they're coming in and they're good. Although there are questions about that, at this point, because their non-con was pretty weak and nobody's sure if they're a little bit of a, Trojan horse, and maybe they're not as good and they're getting exposed a little bit. And I think that is still one of the like what you said. It's no question the Hogs are better at home. Duh. I mean, but it's not just because every team's better at home. They are like a 40-point difference at home. You know what I mean? Like, they're getting their butts kicked on the road and then they're kicking butt at home. And I mean, that even though that trend seems to weirdly have only happened in the last like 6 weeks or 6 games, because they were more stable throughout even the games that they lost or won, like against Duke and Michigan State. You didn't feel as bad as going into Auburn and just not showing up. So I'm not sure what happened there or what is happening there. But there's a lot of questions, but a lot of positive questions. Like, was this the lineup change, did that help? It's hard to know if it's just the home court advantage because they did this against South Carolina too, or is it more that we really struggle against teams that have equal athleticism, and when teams are even just a little bit less athletic, it just snowballs on them
Yeah.
because there's no doubt that these two dominant wins, both at home and against teams that obviously were slightly inferior at just athleticism and speed wise, and it does feel like those things. It feels like obviously part of that's we're sleepwalking on the road, but then the other question is, can we do what we did? Can they play like this? Forget about even on the road, but will they be able to play like this against a team that has shot blockers and
Well, they
strong
did.
defenders?
I think you saw them kind of do that against Tennessee, like when they opened SEC play. Tennessee's a really strong defensive team and it's got athletes, and when we punched them in the mouth when they came in here,
And supposedly, like I said, maybe it's a fluke because of the competition they played, but Vanderbilt's a top 25 defense
yeah,
up to this point.
yeah, yeah. I mean, one of I mean, we'll get into the offensive numbers, but one of the really positive things, and I don't care if like, hey, well, Vanderbilt, they're coming off. They had a short week. We had the exact same week. Both on the road. Like it's the exact same thing. The only difference is we're at home. They had to travel again. I understand that makes a difference. But that caveat in place, the defense looked way better. I mean, it just did. Like the defense looked way better. Like guys were getting up into people. I mean, so the defensive effort was
But
there,
dude,
but
it was partially the on ball defense was better for sure. I mean, there were still times where Acuff gets distracted. I was watching him a lot, and he watches the ball away from his defender, and like we've talked about a million times, his defender will just move just enough
yeah,
that when he gets the pass, that Acuff has to close too hard. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's that little tiny thing where it's not like he's back cutting him. It's like sometimes he is, but it's like he's just moved 18 inches so that when he receives the pass, now Acuff didn't look back at him and see him move, and he's guarding him just slightly over here. And when the ball starts to come, now he's lurching at that guy, and that guy has an advantage to drive. But overall, I thought he really, I mean, I felt like you could tell he took it personally I think he's been hearing people talk about how he can't play, how he's weak on defense, and that's a hole in his game. And then with this point guard coming in, I think he took it personally. And overall, he did a great job. But the main thing that they did better is the defense was better off the ball. Because, like I said, I feel like individual guys have been giving effort, and I've seen like just because you play like a spaz on the ball doesn't necessarily translate into total good team defense. If you're spazzing at the ball, but then he just dumps it down to a cutter, it's like, yeah, you played with a lot of energy, but you weren't being smart. You could have, if you'd have played off a little bit, you could have maybe avoided that, clogged that passing lane. Anyway, but if you watch it, there were several times where both Malik Thomas and honestly, Wagner, they almost got like a bunch of steals because they're just constantly in the passing lanes. I mean, and they anticipating, like they're looking, the ball's there, and they've got two guys he can potentially pass it to that are anywhere in my zone, and I'm in the perfect spot. And when he looks that way, I'm lurching that way. And then when he looks back the other way, I'm lurching back that way. And that's what we haven't been doing. We've been doing what I yell at my kids for and stuff, which is just like, hey, I'm in my position. I don't have to do anything. It's like, no, dude, you got to be attention. You got to be moving back and forth all the time. A foot here, 16 inches there. It makes all the difference about whether or not they can make the pass or not. You know what I mean? And so, that the total defense was obviously way better. I mean, the interior defense was better. I mean, Brazil, like I said, I still want to see him do this against bigger guys, but dude, he actually just bullied a few guys a few times when he got mismatches, which was good to see.
I mean, I thought too, the part of what happens is when you play for this team, and if they can get this figured out, they only gave up 68 points to Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt's a really good offensive team, and the defense was much better. But that good defense did make the offense better, because when when Arkansas is taking the ball out of the basket and inbounding it, they aren't as good as when they're getting a rebound. When Arkansas is getting a rebound and going, they're tough, dude. It's hard, right? They make it very hard on you. And so If they can kind of understand that, like, hey, you guys like to play offense, dude, the thing that makes the offense really easy is stops. Like Arkansas's offense is hard to deal with if they're running that offense off a defensive rebound as opposed to inbounding the ball. And so I think you saw a lot of that. We're just getting out. I mean, because in transition, just running the floor. I mean, Arkansas is as good as anybody. I mean,
Yeah, and I actually felt like, I mean, like I said, as well as they did, they left a couple on the floor.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a couple where I saw Billy get out, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then like they made a good defensive play and stripped him or something like that. But overall, I mean, obviously no complaints. What do you think about the lineup change? I mean, I hope. I don't know if like you never know if because sometimes it seemed like DJ was like motivated to. I not necessarily like prove like, hey, you can't bench me, but more like prove like, hey, I can still be a point guard without Acuff on the floor, and I can help this team win in this
Well,
way. And he
DJ looked fine to me. Like as far as like, I tell you what, man, I'm a DJ Wagner fan. Um, because either he is elite at hiding his frustration and disappointment or ego or whatever. Either he's like the best at hiding this, like I just won't show that, but I really secretly like behind, when the camera's not on me, I'm actually like super upset about all this stuff. He's either that or he's what I think it is that I think DJ's like, hey, what role do I need to play here? Like I want to win. And I got zero. I mean, I think you're right that he played super hard and he was aggressive, but his demeanor when they showed him on the bench, the way he was interacting with his teammates, I caught not a whiff of him being upset, dejected, none of that. And he played super hard on defense. He was aggressive on offense. And my guess is, I don't know this, but my guess is, and I think Cal said something about this in the post game about bringing DJ off the bench was actually to try to get DJ going, not in a like punishment way, but in a hey, I'm going to bring you in and have you play point guard, and not be off the ball, so that you have the ball because that's where DJ was at his best last year. When Boogie Flam went down, DJ played really well once he had to play in that role. Well, Acuff's your starting point guard, obviously, and DJ doesn't seem upset about that. He knows that Acuff's the man, right? But I like them. I think I like the move, especially if DJ is down for it, to say, "Hey, I'm actually going to bring you off the bench, but when I put you in there, the first guy, when I come in there, when you come into the game, you're either going to come in for Acuff to play the point, or when you come in, I'm going to slide Acuff over because he is shooting 40-something% from three, and still have you run beyond. Now they were out there together, and sometimes Acuff was running. You kind of have the dual point guard thing, but." I mean, DJ goes, DJ has 11 points in this game. I thought DJ looked great. He only played, 16 minutes. I think he'll typically play maybe more than that. But
well, what I like about it too is DJ. I do feel like he does play good up top defense. And one thing about a guard playing defense, and now with the exception of like a guy like Billy Richmond, who's just like so accepted his role is just like I just go out here and hustle. And if I get buckets, then that's a bonus. But for someone that's like been more of a, leader and a point guard and the guy that runs the team, when you're playing really good defense and you do something like good on defense with a point guard, that energy can translate immediately into offensive energy. You get a steal or you get even a tap on the ball and the ball comes out. And then if you receive the ball, you've got that momentum spiritually, psychologically. But then if it's just like, well, now I have to throw it to you and I'm going to go stand over here and watch you and maybe set a screen and then back cut. It's like I like the idea of maybe we can get more production out of DJ by allowing his defense to give him momentum and positive just confidence as he's going to the offensive side, because it does seem like he's been a little bit like, oh, I've got the ball. I guess it's 3 times a game. I'm in a position where I'm going to go attack the basket. And he's been just like not really. It feels he's out of sync. He's missing shots he shouldn't miss that he didn't miss last year.
Because he's still a beast on the drive going left.
He should be. I mean, it's been he's been missing more than
But I mean, he's still able to get there whenever he wants.
Yeah. Well, and he's very strong. He's like I said, the left-handed angles are sneaky. But I mean, and like I said, it's too small of a sample size. Maybe he'll come out next time and it'll be a total dud. But in theory, I like the idea, and it seemed like it worked. I like the idea of him and Billy coming off together and just like really injecting I mean, I still would be fine if they started Billy over Knox probably, but Knox played great this game, and he did do the things that we've been like, go out. I mean, stop hunting threes. You'll get some. They'll come naturally. Go out there and rebound and be an athlete. You know what I mean? And he seemed to do that. So if Knox can play the way he did, and if Pringle can start out the way he did, then I love Billy coming off the bench, especially with Wagner and just getting this burst of energy. I also like Thomas having offense right out the gate, so you don't start out sluggish. Let's make them have to guard everywhere.
And I think what you can't do, I mean, you can, but I don't think I'd like it, because people might be like, well, dude, like Ewan plays 23 minutes, he gets 16 points. I mean, like, and Pringle played 16 minutes, gets you 8 points, which by the way is still good. They both get you 4 rebounds, but you might be like, isn't Ewan outplayed Pringle? Why don't you put Ewan in the starting lineup? Well, Pringle's the better defender. And if you're going to make these moves and you're going to say, all right, I'm going to bring Thomas into the starting lineup and bring Wagner off the bench, and I'm going to bring Billy off the bench. I don't think that you're like, I'm going to bring Pringle, Richmond, Wagner off the bench all together, my 3 better defenders, and take 3 offensive players off the floor. That seems like that mix is like not good. Like, so you're like, hey, when you bring in Richmond and Wagner in, you're bringing in this defense, you're bringing in this energy, this aggression, but you're also bringing in the better post offensive player. And I think that worked. I think that makes sense that you would do that. Like, maybe offensively from the guards, we just went down a little bit, but we got better on defense, but we just got better in the post on offense. Like, and I think that works.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think, you don't want to have your second. I said, I don't, if it's working, I don't hate the idea of Thomas coming off the bench.
No, I like a scoring punch off the bench for sure.
I like a scoring punch too. I mean, many coaches have done that. Obviously, with the most famous being Ginobili, but there's like half a dozen examples of like the second best player on the team coming off the bench as so you don't have any lull while you're resting your LeBron James type player. But I mean, I also see people that argue, well, especially there is a good argument for not doing that if you're like Arkansas and you're struggling out the gate so mightily, you know what I mean? But I agree that I wouldn't want to start the weakest defensive lineup with the best offensive lineup, because then you're just 6 to 1, half dozen to the other. So I agree with that. I like Wagner and Billy having the more sure-handed, more offensively minded, and honestly better passer, better spacer on the floor with them when they come out. And honestly, it's kind of irrelevant anyway, because it's not like he's playing these in tranches. He's mixing it up, So these guys are all playing together at different times. But I will say, because we've been hard on Pringle, it was good to see him come out and look for the ball when he's cutting, like screen. And now instead of you're not screening and just randomly moving through the paint to like move through there, you are moving with your eyes on the ball so you can catch it and freaking slam it home.
Hey, Pringle did, you guys don't know this, but Pringle did the classic Jake move, where he just sealed out a guy while Knox was coming down the lane.
Dude, I'm not screening. I just happen to be in the way.
Yeah. He's like blocking out a dude, and Knox is like hammering. And as Knox is like in the air, he just turns with his hand up, like, "Yep," like, and you could tell the guy behind him was like, "Dude, like, what the heck?"
I'm just here for a dump down, or you could just drive it right into my chest, and I'll just seal this guy behind me.
Yeah, no. So I like things like that. That's heads up basketball. I thought Pringle started the game great. I mean, listen to this scoring distribution, man. So Pringle gets you 8, Brazil 10, Acuff 17, Thomas 13, Knox 16, Ewan 16, Richmond 2, Wagner 11.
I actually feel like if you'd asked me who was the second highest scorer, I would have said Thomas probably. It felt like he had more than that for some reason.
Yeah,
And I think Knox's were a little sneaky.
yeah, dude, he was doing those hard cuts, dude. Dude, Knox every once in a while will put down a hammer dunk too. Like his aren't like, oh, I'm so far in the air. Like it doesn't look like when Billy does it and stuff. But his are like he has some powerful dunks. You're like, oh, geez, dude, like, that's rip the rim down. By the way, Pringle one time looked like he was gonna rip the rim right off. Like
I thought he might get teed up. Because I know they've decided they'll let you for like player safety hang on the rim, like, but he hung on it like 3 times. He did like pull up, swing back, and drop. It was like he's playing on the monkey bars.
Yeah. Yes. Um. Yeah, I thought Knox played really good. Dude, the other thing though, check this out. Listen to these assists. So you had Pringle with 1, Brazil 5 assists. So 10 points, 14 boards, 5 assists, 4 steals. I mean, that's a freaking game.
And honestly, dude. And some of those sometimes a big guy just happens to like, be in the position where it's like, oh, I caught it at the elbow and I'm going to dump it down. It's like, I mean, it's not really a great assist, but dude, he actually dropped a couple of dimes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have Pringle 1, Brazil 5, Acuff 5, Thomas 5, Knox 2, Ewan 1, Richmond 3, Wagner 3. Like that's crazy, dude. And so you end up with 25 assists, 7 turnovers. I mean, you win if you do that. You win if you do that.
I should say here too, because if you look at Acuff's assists, you're like, well, they're a little low.
Can you get a half assist if you drop a dime and someone gets fouled?
But well, he at least 3 times he threw like absolute gonna dunk it or lay it in pass, and they got fouled, so he doesn't get assists for those. And then also the reason all those other guys have assists is because, like, I'm telling you, it's because they were, I mean, you want this, they were moving the ball really well, but Acuff made the first draw everybody in, suck it in, kick it to the corner, and it just happened that they were really in it. Like I said, the ball was really not sticking, and so the third guy got the open shot, but it still was Acuff set the whole thing up, and if the first guy could have shot it, they were just being unselfish.
A lot of hockey assists going on there.
Yeah, so it's like the third guy that actually received, that just had to like make a chest pass 15 foot to the other guy for an open shot. Like he got the assist, but like the guy that did the work actually was Acuff. You know what I mean? So he actually deserves a little bit more credit for like when you see the whole team have those kind of assists, half of those. So Acuff gets another, 3 assists because he gets half a point of assist on half of the other guy's assists.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I mean, still, it's not like his numbers are bad or anything. But
no, it's great, man. My favorite, dude, I love the DJ Wagner dunk, like where they went in there and just put it on some guy's head. How about
Acuff's try to dunk, dude? That one, I was like, what is he doing?
Like if he had done that, if that was successful, that would have been crazy.
He did that in the last game too. He tried one. I mean, neither one of them have worked, but yeah, I like that. I like trying it. Go keep doing it. One of them will go in.
Yeah, and like Billy, you might be like, oh, he had 2 points, 3 assists, but he still played good. Like Billy was great.
Would have had an awesome block, but
oh, dude, that it didn't matter or whatever. That's clean, but that's not.
It was the perfect timing because you saw them like I think Ewing jumped at the first guy, he dumped it, and it was like Billy was on his pogo stick just with the ability to have the perfect timing coming over. Now, I have to admit, I still don't know what the rule is because I've heard a lot of people talk about that block, and even the announcers, Jimmy Dykes, was like, that was all ball, no, and I'm like, it was, and like for 1/100th of a second, and then it was immediately wrist and forearm after that. And I know people are like, well, hands part of the ball. I still don't know what the rule is. If I hit the ball, even for a second first, can I just take your hands out after that? Like,
Yeah,
I still don't know what the rule is. To me, I'm like, hey, that's a good block. I mean, you know me, I'm like, no calls for almost everything until someone just gets hacked at the elbows. But I still don't know what that rule is. It's like, am I, because I feel like I could get some blocks if all I have to do is touch the ball. I just got to touch the front of the ball, and I don't have to worry about taking your arms out after that.
I don't think you have to touch it. It was like the shot was blocked, and then you hit the ball. Like, it's not like, oh, I got
once
my
the
finger
ball's
on
loose, I'm allowed to touch your arms because now it's a loose ball, and we're both just kind of going for it.
Yeah,
right.
Like, I mean, you blocked that shot, and then sure, then maybe there was contact, but that contact is not why the shot didn't. That's not why you weren't. That shot was over. Like,
I will say that, I mean, there wasn't body contact, which is normally what you get. And dude, if I could, I mean, that makes sense, because obviously if I could take your body out, I could get a lot of clean blocks. But he didn't get his body. But I do always wonder about that arm thing, because I'm like, I guess I can see where that's a tough call to make in the time. Like, it's hard to tell if you're a ref in real time.
Speaking of blocks, it was good to see. It was good to see Trevin blocking some shots again. So I mean, he had two blocks in this game, and you're like, there you go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm used to you blocking 2-3 shots a game, dude. Like, where'd that go?
I mean, that was I think it was 2 years ago, where it was like he was averaging like 2 3/4 blocks a game.
Yeah, man. Bring that back. Like, we need some rim protection, so you can get that out. I mean, I don't have a lot else to say, man. Great win. They looked great. I just need to see you do it on the road.
Basketball is so weird, dude.
You don't have to do that on the road. Maybe I get you're at home then.
No,
but
you just have to
play better.
Don't get killed on the road.
Yeah.
Don't make me absolutely depressed for the rest of my Saturday because you just went out there and embarrassed us all in front of the world. I mean, yeah, like no shame. I didn't feel any shame after I was bummed, but Michigan State, Duke, it's like, hey, you played hard. You played well. They just played a little better. You didn't make a few plays at the end. It's like, if that happens, I'm not going to be happy about it, but just don't embarrass yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I will say one other thing. How good is Ewan's touch? Dude,
it's pretty good.
He had one roll like where he got he made a sort of layup like where he's flying out of bounds, like where
I backed it up and showed my wife that. I was like, look at this, because he was so deep and he had to flip it up, and it was very soft. He did miss. I was worried he was going to get pulled because he did miss several bunnies that, like, I mean, I'm not saying they were easy. They were in traffic or little push shots, but he missed his first couple in the first half, and it didn't seem like he was being very effective, but it didn't really matter. I mean, we were still killing it.
Yeah, but he's got a good touch around the rim. Like, and he's a good passer, man. Like, he does. I'm never uncomfortable with him having the ball in his hands.
I still do think that I wish Cal would figure out, like, run some action, not necessarily plays, but action for him at the high post and have some back cuts and see if he can, because I always feel like he's getting the ball too high. Oh, and then there's not a lot of cutting happening. And because I think he can hit guys. You know what I mean? Get Knox doing those hard cuts with him catching the ball at the post, and it's like either he's going to clear that out, or he can pass it to him for an oop or a dunk or whatever, and or he can drive it. I still wish we would, because it does feel like he's doing most of his work either screen and roll, which is fine, love it, or he's catching it in weird spots.
Yeah,
and he's still doing good work with it. Before we go, we should just mention there's a friggin' polar vortex blizzard coming in. We don't know if that'll affect Saturday's game, but what do you think? Do you think there's any chance what time is that game supposed to be?
7:30
in the evening?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that, I don't know. Well, if they get here on Friday, which Friday doesn't look as bad as Saturday, it's just all of a sudden it's ramping up, and it's like if they keep changing this forecast, we're going to have freaking 2 feet of snow here before too long, because it's just like it went from 4 inches, like 50% chance 4 inches, to now like pretty good shot of 8 inches. Maybe there's some of the Canadian forecasters that are just going like we might get a foot or 14 inches. So if that happens, I don't know what they'll do.
Well,
I don't know.
I plan on being snowed in, so I need the Hogs to play because I need to watch it. We'll be able to probably bust that pod out right away as long as we have electricity because I'll be doing
Yeah,
jack
and
squat.
internet, my satellite internet. Hopefully
Yeah.
that'll work. Snow, it'll melt the snow off of it, but if it's, you know, if it can't see space, it might have a hard time.
Hey, Hogs, probably not going to be a packed out Bud
That's what I
on
was going to
Saturday.
say.
Okay.
Is
Hey,
LSU is another
don't be
team that
messing
is on the
around.
ropes.
Don't be messing around, man. Don't be like, hey, we got it. We're LSU's not good. We're at home.
But they got nothing to lose. And if you have an empty arena and you're like, worried about your mom being able to have heat or something, like it seems like a bad setup for possible distractions. And
don't
can
do
I
it.
get?
Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Go out there and just slap those Tigers around, and that's what we need. Hey, what I would love to see. How'd you like to go undefeated at Bud Walton this year? Can we do? Let's do that. Let's make that a goal, guys. Like where we don't lose at home. Let's do that. I like that.
I mean, the students probably still be able to get there. I mean, the ones that are near campus.
Hey, U of A, just tell the students, just fill the whole place up with students. Tell them students are free today. Like we need people in here. Just fill it up. So anyway, well, all right, man. Well, we'll leave it there. Hopefully we have a game on Saturday to talk about, but it's the ups and downs, baby. I mean, the most extreme.
And basketball is the weirdest sport with the energy, how much the energy matters, and that you can do what this team has done the last 4 games, which is terrible, awesome, terrible, awesome. It's just wild.
It is.
So
It is. All right, man. Well, hopefully I'll see you on Saturday.
all right, everyone be safe, stay warm.